Hi, I'm Russell Edwards, CEO at Reveal Systems. I'm here today just to talk a little bit about the industry of shopping centres, retailers, outlet centres, and looking at some of the challenges our clients are facing and how we are supporting them in the future through development of products and really understanding what they need. So the state of the shopping centre and retail industry at the moment is really quite buoyant. There's a lot of very solid investment going on behind the scenes, and there's a lot of developments in certainly our marketplace around Europe, where our main strength lies. And behind the sensationalism of the press, where you have large names being shot down and you see a lot of negative views, there's actually a very, very positive vibe. What we see now is a much less of a difference between the Eastern and Western markets around Europe. Probably the differentiator is the fact that in Eastern Europe, shopping centres are still a fairly new environment. And the positive thing about that is that it is not overdeveloped. There is still opportunity and space to build new shopping centres. And that's really why over the last 10 years or so, there's been a huge attraction of investment in the development of retail and shopping centre space. So if we look behind the scenes of shopping centre investment and development, there's obviously some very primary drivers. The fact that shopping centres have to make their money through leasing space to retailers, they obviously reflect the performance of retail industry. However else it's packaged, if retailers are performing well, then shopping centres will automatically do well if they've got the right environment and the right product. By developing a shopping centre and providing the operational management of that, their focus is really on presenting the sales opportunity from the high street. So they're looking to attract people through marketing, through creating an attractive asset and a nice place to go. And I think that's why you see a complete change now in the environment that you go into in a shopping centre, the general design of them. The architects are all now focused on food and beverage and leisure, and shopping has almost become a secondary activity. So the attraction of the shopping centre is now about going and seeing a film or having a meal. And really, the wayfinding, the architecture, is tracking people through that environment to that destination past the shopping opportunity. So what we see with e-commerce, of course, is it isn't going to go away. It's developing as the younger generations grow. It's going to become more and more powerful. And that little screen in front of everybody is going to be an absolutely vital channel to any retailer in any shape or form around the world. However, there is another aspect to e-commerce, and that is the fact that people still want to touch, feel, try on, socialize, meet people. And this is really where we see the trend changing in the design of shopping centres and how retail operates. And I think the systems that can support that are really about tracking use of those mobile devices. So how are they utilised? What web pages are being looked at? How do they move within an environment? How do we track that? How can we understand the changes? This is no longer a situation where you can look at last month's numbers on a piece of paper at a board meeting and go, oh yeah, we'll do this or we'll do that. And then in another month you make a change and then you review it a month later. Historically, that's how it operated. Nowadays, you need to know what's going on in near real time. And really that's the critical area where we develop systems. What we're really looking at now is this engagement profile. And at the moment, we can engage with a visitor, a person entering a shopping centre or retail space, because we understand how many people go in. If we pick up their phone signals, we can track that device. But what we need to do as an industry is to really move that window of engagement out beyond the asset itself and move it further afield so that you're engaging with that potential shopper at an earlier stage in the day or a later stage in the day, simply by understanding the trends, how they think, what they buy, when they buy it, how much do they spend. And although it all sounds a little bit Big Brother, it all goes along with e-commerce. It all goes along with the fact that people are on this device, pressing buttons with this little screen in front of them. So what we look at for our clients, we look at this window engagement, this opportunity. So when you actually approach the store or the shopping centre or the outlet centre, how can they engage you? How do they look at that? And one of the first points is really trying to provide a stress-free, relaxing environment. Research has proven that if you're stress-free, you're relaxed, you'll visit more often, you'll stay longer, and obviously then you're going to spend more. And you're going to shop there regularly. So frequency of visits, the dwell time, all these sort of aspects of monitoring the performance of an asset are critical. What we try and look at as well is what I've termed alternate KPIs. And this is about how a visitor engages with the environment. So how did you feel when you moved in that space? Were you comfortable? Did you feel secure? Was it well lit? Could you wayfind? Could you get from A to B quite easily? And these alternate KPIs are going to be absolutely critical in the future for the developers, the architects, the investors to create a much, much nicer and more relaxing environment for people to go to. This is a completely separate sort of set of key performance indicators. The KPIs, the standard ones, which are how many people came, how much did they spend, where did they go, what's your lease area, what's the sales per square metre. They're all standard shopping centre or retail KPIs, and they're all focused on a board reviewing the performance of an asset in terms of finance. The alternate KPIs, I think, are going to become just as important as the financial KPIs, the conventional ones. The basic systems, such as counting how many people go through a space, are vitally important. Of course they are. But we can adapt that and we can develop it into when that person's in the space, at certain points, what choices did they make? What directions did they move when they've got a choice? And potentially then, why did they choose that direction? There's always going to be people who know where they're going. They're destination shoppers. They're going to come in, they're going to go somewhere they want to go, and they're going to buy something or they're going to see something. They're still going to pass other points, and there's still therefore an opportunity for people to attract them. So the understanding of how people are moving in the space is critical. When we look at the actual retailers themselves, obviously we then know how many people come in the shopping centre, what zones they move in and out of. We can then count people in and out of the actual store themselves. And also with sales and transaction data, of course, we then have conversion rates. Interestingly as well, of course, if you know how many staff working hours there are, you've got a thing called service capacity. So you understand, are the staff available to service the opportunity you're presenting to that retailer? Vitally important. So if we integrate all of that data, which is a huge amount of information, we can then look at running comparison and benchmark reporting. And it might be sales per square metre. If you're running a promotion for a certain retailer or a certain category, how is it affecting other categories? How is it affecting other retailers? How is it affecting the overall attendance in the area, in the asset? Having systems in place to understand and monitor that metric is absolutely vital. At Reveal Systems, we see ourselves as a provider of an integrated system, a system that's designed to support the activities of a shopping centre, as an example, at operational level. Footfall counting is associated with that, but it's just one small data collection module, along with sales and transaction data, car parking information, service capacities of retailers, links to accounting packages. It's all integrated into a central product called Reveal Asset. And Reveal Asset is really a platform that allows operational management to monitor the performance of the asset. Many of our clients run the operational aspects of their business completely on the Reveal Asset platform. And that includes links to accounting packages, facilities management packages, and any other third-party data inputs that are required to understand the performance of the asset. So the data collection is a very, very specific area of expertise, and one I consider us to excel at. We collect data typically from 3D sensors, which provide imaging of people movement. We track information from mobile devices, so we understand where that device moves, how long it's in a zone, how long it's in an area. There would also be data feeds from car parking systems, such as individual bay status indicators, automatic number plate recognition systems. All this provides a huge amount of information that can be integrated into the main platform. That then links to intelligent signage, which also allows people to move freely within the space in a stress-free and in a relaxed manner. Separately, this information has very limited value. But by integrating into Reveal Asset, we can provide a platform that provides true business benefit. We can empower decision makers to really use that information in the business, to allow them to make those decisions that really matter. And the system's auditable. So whether they're looking at marketing effectiveness, return on investment, staff allocations, we can help them along that path. And it's so important to understand how this information can be used in the business and how important it is to monitor and control the information within that business. So to find out how our integrated solutions can benefit your business, please get in touch.